Well, good morning from a very cold Adswood. It's now the 3rd of December. Lots of frost around, pretty chilly standing out even in the greenhouse. So it's an ideal time, I suppose, to put my money where my mouth is. Those of you that have seen me preach that you can have clematis in flower all year round, well, this is the opportunity to show that you can, even in the darkest months of winter. The family that are the winter flowering ones are called Cirrosa. There are others that flower in the winter, but the main group is called Cirrosa, and they come from the Balearic Islands. So they're not as hardy as the alpinas and macropatellas that come out in March and April. They come from high up in the mountains and can take all the cold that can be thrown at them. These ones need a bit of shelter. But they're very good for the English climate unless we have an extremely cold winter. They're reliable and they do provide colour on days like today. I've got one or two in the garden and I'll show you those first and then introduce you to some that I've recently bought and are yet to plant. This is Lansdowne Gem. It has been in flower now for 9 or 10 weeks. It looks as if it will be in flower for quite a while longer. Like many of the Cirrosa family, the outside of the sepals fairly nondescript colour, although there is a tinge of pink, but inside you can see the pink speckles. It is a beautiful clematis, and against the blue of the sky it really stands out. It's the only clematis in flower on this structure at the moment. It's planted with a mixture of early flowering clematis and late flowering clematis. These Cirrosas really prefer to be planted at the level they are in the pot. They don't need to be planted deeply. Drainage is really important for them. This is a sunny site, so this has, although it's more exposed than some sites, it gets quite a lot of warmth even at this time of year of early December. A very beautiful clematis and one that will brighten dull days like this. Like clematis from other groups, not all the clematis from the Cirrosa group flower at the same time. So by planting a number of varieties, you can get colour for an extended period of time. This is Napolensis, which is not yet in flower, but you can see the potential of it. This will be in flower in January and into February. You can just see the internal colour that will come through. It's quite waxy, and I've let this bough hang down rather than be tied up because you can get a better look at the flowers, although they are flowering up there as well. This is Napolensis, and as the name suggests, comes from Nepal. Now, I did have a large Montana grandiflora on this fence, but because of the length of the time it's been here and its age, it became very large and the fence posts here deteriorated, and my neighbour decided to put a new fence in and has put a trellis on top of the fence part way down, and I'm going to renew the fence from where she's left off down to the bottom of the garden. So I'll have lots of new space to plant things on. Climbers and roses, clematis and roses will do very nicely down here, but the garden will look quite bare for the first year or so down this border. We also had a swing seat here which unfortunately rotted, and we decided to replace it with a summer house which we're looking forward to using in the summer. It's far too cold today to contemplate sitting in the summer house, even though the sun is still bright. We also had an Acer, which had to be cut down here and has exposed the greenhouse to a lot more light than I wanted to have. This is where I grow on the cuttings and the seedlings. So what I've done is built a bottomless window box really, and I'm going to plant it up with spring flowering clematis. They're still in their pots, they're not planted yet. I thought there was a little point in doing that until the fence here is renewed, which it will be in the next 2 or 3 weeks. But I'm going to put a trellis up behind it, so that when these are in leaf, they will provide shelter for the greenhouse. Because the winter flowering clematis have the same needs as these spring ones, i.e. good drainage, and they don't need pruning, I could mix 1 or 2 winter ones, so that at this time of year, with these looking pretty bare, although Alpina Ruby has a lot of leaf on, but that will also provide some winter colour. Now on the metal fence, I have just coming into flower Wisley cream. Again, like Lansdowne gem, against the cold blue sky today, it looks really good. And it looks equally good on very dull days, because the creamy white does shine out. Still in bud, but coming into flower in January, is Jean Cumston. Now I have a Jean Cumston in a pot, which I've kept in the greenhouse for part of the time to bring it on, because I've got a couple of talks I'm giving in January, and it's always nice to have some clematis to take along. And again, hopefully this will inspire people not just to think about clematis as summer flowers, but ones that can enhance the garden in the winter. This is another Wisley cream, grown in a pot, but I've had this standing outside the patio window for the last month. It's slightly more sheltered there than the Wisley cream I showed you earlier, but you can see the flowers better on this one. I do think growing clematis in pots has something to offer, because you can put the pots and the flowers where you want them, to make the best of the views. And in the winter, when you tend to spend more time inside than out, having something you can stand outside a window so that you can view from the warmth of inside and get the benefits of their beauty, I think that's a good idea. It is a beautiful flower, isn't it? If I hold it up, you see the inside is sort of creamy yellow. It's quite similar to some of the other winter flowering ones, but that doesn't matter to me. I have 3 more to show you that I've bought with a view to planting in various parts of the garden, particularly amongst the spring flowering ones on the new cover for the greenhouse that I showed you. This is one called Christmas Surprise. According to the photograph there, it has pink stamens and the creamy outer. Virtually all of them have creamy outers. And this one was in flower. It did have a little bit of flower when it arrived a few days ago, but they haven't survived the journey. So hopefully that will pick up I'll plant it in a larger pot, and that will be fine for next year. This one is called Advent Bells. It has quite a full centre, and it has flowers that I can show you. Get the camera angle right. Not dissimilar to Lansdowne Gem. It will be planted in a different part of the garden. But I think that pink is good. And this one is Cirrosa Freckles, probably one of the more well-known winter ones. I've tried to grow it a couple of times, plant in the ground without success. Why, I don't know. So this time I'm going to grow it in a pot. It's not dissimilar to Lansdowne Gem, but it's a deeper pink, I think. It'll be in a different part of the garden anyway. So these are the ones that I want to add to my small winter collection to extend the range of plants I've got and the number of places where I'm going to have colour in the garden. It is a difficult time of year for clematis unless you go to the Cirrosa group. As I said before, there are one or two other winter flowering ones. I'm not sure how reliable they are. Some don't like the wet. The New Zealand ones that come into flower fairly early in the new year, I'm not convinced how hardy some of those are for the north of England, so I tend not to grow them. You can grow them successfully in greenhouses and conservatories, I'm told. They're very expensive, and if they're not reliable enough, then I tend to bypass them. Right, so that's the winter. I hope that's given you some thought about what you could do to lighten up your garden on the dull days. And I'll see you in the spring. We'll do some more clematis videos on perhaps what to do during the winter with clematis. I'm not talking about pruning, but it's a great time for repotting, and how in fact you can plant a clematis in the same pot by removing the old compost, perhaps do a bit of root pruning and reinvigorating the plant for next year. So if this comes out on my website before Christmas, have a good Christmas, and I will see you in 2023. Thank you.